The winter evening had settled silently over the city, turning the sky a deep shade of blue. The hospital room felt colder than usual, almost hollow, as if it was bracing itself for something inevitable. On the bed lay Ariba, thin, fragile, wrapped in a white shawl that made her look smaller than she already was. Her breaths were shallow, each one softer than the last. Ariba had been fighting cancer for almost a year. First it was just fatigue. Then came the pain, the nausea, the treatments that drained her, and the long hospital nights where silence felt louder than screams. But she never stopped smiling, not fully. Not even when she knew the disease was winning. But the one thing she had already lost long before her life was her husband, Rayyan. Rayyan hadn't always been distant. In the beginning, he was the kind of man who made her feel like the world wasn't big enough to contain all his love. He brought flowers home after office, sent random messages during the day just to say, "Miss you," and held her hand even when they were just watching TV. But people change. Or perhaps people reveal who they really are when life gets hard. The day the doctor confirmed her diagnosis, Rayyan held her tightly. But in the days that followed, something inside him cracked. Not the part that loved her, but the part that was responsible for her. At first, he avoided eye contact when she talked about her treatment. Then he started coming home late. Then even later. Then nights passed without him being home at all. Ariba didn't question him. She didn't have the strength, and she didn't want to hold on to someone who was already slipping away. But quietly, in the soft ache of her chest, she knew the truth. He wasn't just avoiding the pain. He was finding comfort somewhere else. The nights he didn't come home. Rayyan's late nights at work were not spent at work. He drove around the city with a girl named Tanya, someone he had met at a company event. She was young, lively, and full of the energy he felt missing from his life. She laughed loudly, talked about meaningless things, and lived without the weight of sadness. And Rayyan liked that. He liked feeling normal. He liked escaping the quiet, suffocating sadness of his home. One night, while Ariba waited for him with her medicine in hand, Rayyan was sitting in a cafe across the city, sipping coffee while Tanya told him a random story. He laughed. He leaned back. He looked carefree. Meanwhile, Ariba struggled to open her own water bottle, her hands too weak to grip it properly. When she finally managed, she swallowed the pills and lay down, tears quietly rolling down the side of her face. She wasn't angry. She wasn't even disappointed. She was just tired. Sometimes grief doesn't show as tears. Sometimes it shows as silence. A mother's heart sees everything. Ariba's mother, Sharana, visited her often. She wasn't a loud woman, but mothers don't need volume to speak. Their eyes say enough. One afternoon she gently asked her, "Beta, is everything all right between you and Rayyan?" Ariba smiled weakly. "I think he's overwhelmed." Her mother stroked her hair. "You are his wife, not his burden." Ariba looked away. "Every sickness doesn't break the body first, Mama. Some break the relationships around it." Her mother wiped her tears silently. She already knew. She had known for months. The last week, the doctors had started speaking in lower tones around her, whispering in hallways. They didn't need to say it out loud. Ariba could see it in their eyes. Her body was shutting down. She decided to write letters, one for her mother, one for her younger sister, and one for Rayyan. The letter to Rayyan was the longest. "If you find this after I'm gone, I want you to know that I never hated you. I understood you were scared. But love is not proven in celebrations. It is proven in suffering. I hope one day you understand that loyalty is not a duty you perform for someone who is dying. It is a duty you perform for your own heart." She wrote slowly, taking breaks as her hands shook, but she finished the letter, folded it, and placed it inside her diary. That diary held pieces of her heart, words she never shared with anyone. The night everything fell apart. It was around 11 p.m. when her breathing worsened. Her mother rushed her to the hospital. Ariba drifted in and out of consciousness, mumbling Rayyan's name at times. Her mother called him again and again. But Rayyan didn't answer. He was out with Tanya, driving near the beach, listening to music. His phone buzzed once, twice, 20 times. He ignored it. It wasn't until Tanya commented, "Your phone is blowing up, everything okay?" that he reluctantly checked. 32 missed calls. All from Ariba's mother. His stomach tightened. For the first time in months, fear punched through the fog of his selfishness. "I need to go," he mumbled. And before she could ask anything, he sped away. Too late. When Rayyan reached the hospital, the hallway smelled of antiseptic and hopelessness. He entered the room slowly. Ariba lay still, her breaths faint, her lips pale, her skin cold. Her mother sat beside her, praying. When she saw Rayyan, she didn't yell, didn't blame, didn't say a word. Her eyes alone told him everything. He walked to the bed, his hands trembling. Ariba slowly opened her eyes, struggling to focus. But when she recognized him, she didn't show anger. Only sadness. Deep, quiet sadness. "Rayyan," she whispered, barely audible. He leaned closer, tears finally spilling. "Yes, I'm here." Her lips trembled. "I hope you learn to love the right way." Those were the last words she ever spoke. Her heartbeat slowed, then faded. Just like that, she was gone. Ian broke. Just like that too. The day after. The sun rose the next morning, but nothing felt warm. The house felt like a graveyard of memories. Rayyan walked into their bedroom and found her diary lying on the table where she always kept it. He opened it. Page after page was filled with words she never said aloud. Fears, hopes, pain, loneliness, love. One sentence repeated many times. "If he is drifting away, I pray he finds his way back before it's too late." It was too late. Then he found the letter addressed to him. His hands shook as he opened it. He read. And every line shattered him a little more. "I loved you even when you couldn't love me back. I forgave you before you even asked. I hope you forgive yourself someday. But I hope you never forget." Rayyan pressed the letter to his forehead and cried until he couldn't breathe. Change. In the weeks that followed, Rayyan changed. Not because someone demanded it, but because grief reshaped him completely. He blocked Tanya. He deleted every photo. He erased that version of himself entirely. He started visiting Ariba's grave every Friday. He spent time with her mother. He read the diary again and again, memorizing every line. One evening, he sat by her grave and whispered, "I failed you. But I won't fail the lesson you left behind." He began volunteering at the cancer ward, feeding patients, helping nurses, spending time with those who had no one. He became the person he should have been years ago. But regret never left him. It lived quietly inside him like a ghost. The realization. Months later, while visiting Ariba's mother, he found a small drawing Hania, Ariba's niece, had made. A picture of an angel watching a man standing alone. On the top she had written, "Auntie is watching from above."